Get rid of the Electoral College.
The person with the most votes should be the president of the United States.
Yes, let's abolish the Electoral College.
We're clinging on an Electoral College that overrules the will of the American people.
Right. We do not want to do what the Constitution says, and we all agree. As 2020 Democrats continue their calls to abolish the Electoral College, Oregon lawmakers now the latest state to pass legislation giving it electoral votes to the popular vote winner. So even if Oregon wants to vote, let's say idealistically for maybe a Republican, hypothetically, if the country has a popular vote that says Democrats win, they're just going to reverse all those votes. So can this work? The system that we've had in place, could it be upended? Here to weigh in is Trent England, Executive Vice President of the Oklahoma Council of Public Affairs and Director of Save Our States Project. So, Trent, we're a collection of states. We're a republic. What's going on now? Now we want to just be, the states don't matter?
Well, that's what a lot of people want. They want to do away with our republic. They want more direct democracy. And, you know, let's face it, a lot of this whole push for a national popular vote is partisan sour grapes, right? I mean, these are blue states. They're upset with the 2016 election, and they're trying to change the rules rather than to reach out and win back part of Middle America, which which is the reason why they lost the last election. They've lost a lot of support in the heartland of our country.
They have, but they always say, well, we got California and New York. They're so dense, so popular. That always swings the popular vote. First Al Gore, and then of course to Hillary Clinton. Here's part of the letter that Kate Brown wrote supporting the 2009 national popular vote. He said, in 2008 primary, we saw firsthand the difference it makes when voters believe that their vote affects the outcome of an election. A national popular vote will encourage candidates to spend more time in the state speaking directly to voters. Yeah, more time in heavily populated states, but not more states. Am I correct, Trent?
Well, yeah, it's really silly to claim that if you change the rules, somehow every voter is going to see the exact same number of commercials and get the exact same number of postcards. I mean, that's just not how it works, right? When candidates run, they have pollsters, they have strategists, they slice and dice up the electorate in all kinds of different ways. And, I mean, you're right, Brian. They want to change the rules to benefit them. It is not going to result in candidates hearing more or voters hearing more from the candidates. It's just going to change which voters get paid attention to more. It's going to shift a lot of political power to the big cities, to the coast, which is why, I mean, Oregon is the last state on the West Coast to pass this. And basically, almost all the states in the Northeast have passed this, right? I mean, and Illinois. I mean, you've got a lot of big city, frankly, very liberal coastal areas. They see this as being in their interest. And yet, as you point out, I mean, it's a move away from the Constitution. It's a move away from checks and balances. It's very risky. I mean, there are a lot of practical problems.
So it needs to be, Trent, it needs to be challenged in court, doesn't it? And who's going to do it?
Well, I mean, the problem is it doesn't take effect unless they get to 270 electoral votes, which they're approaching 200, but they're kind of running out of those blue states where they can get this through. And you probably can't challenge it until they actually put it into effect. So, I mean, my group, Save Our States at the Oklahoma Council of Public Affairs, is looking at the legal challenges to this, but our conclusion is it's best to convince state legislators just not to do it. It's a bad idea. It's bad for America.
Right. What they'll do is they'll stay in the states which like them, like Texas likes Republicans and California likes Democrats. They'll try to maximize the vote there. It'll be a brand new set of rules, and the Iowas and New Hampshire, you'll be very lonely. Trent, thanks so much.
Thank you, Brian.